Folks, it's me, Vance Dykes here, and it is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. And this is the Friday edition of my commentary videos. And today, once again, it's my commentary on the Sean Hannity Show. I am wet like a dog right now because it was raining outside and every inch of my body is drenched. I mean, oh my gosh. So, on my way home now, and like I said, we're going to do some more commentary on the Sean Hannity Show as soon as this useless, stupid commercial
31 minutes from 5:36 to
is
5:32.
over.
Eastbound 37 minutes, slow down from 5:57
All
to
right, let's go.
21 minutes, Osceola Parkway to 5:35.
So how you guys
a 13-minute
doing?
delay from Sand Lake Road to the Turnpike.
Hope you guys
17
are doing
minutes,
fine,
just after Kaylee
I'm
Avenue, and a few
wet.
minutes of delays at Maitland Boulevard. This traffic report brought to you by
Gotta get these
Visco
socks
Gen
off
Clinic.
eventually.
Have chronic knee pain and don't want surgery? Contact the Visco Gen Clinic to learn about Knee Visc 5, an FDA-approved non-surgical knee pain treatment. Knee Visc 5 only at the Visco Gen Clinic. With traffic alerts every 6 minutes in the morning, we're helping you get to work on time.
And of
I'm
course,
Ed Torrance, News
usually
96.5
every once in a while,
WDBO.
in the middle of the show,
When you're on your way to work
How
and you've got to get there
disrespectful
on
to
time, we
Sean
will be
Hannity.
there for you. I'm Joe Kelly, host of Orlando's Morning News. Jackie and Ed are on the ground, and Eric is in our helicopter flying high over Orlando to give you triple team traffic every 6 minutes in the morning. This is where Orlando turns first for traffic alerts. News 96.5
I'm just here for the Sean
WDBO.
Hannity Show.
Now, Sean Hannity on News 96.5 WDBO.
Thank you.
5:25 now till the top of the hour. Sean Hannity Show. We're on the road. Tomorrow, by the way, we will be in Houston, Texas, so doing a town hall
Howdy.
interview with Rick Perry, former governor, and now Energy Secretary, and also Senator Ted Cruz is going to be part of the town hall interviewing him. It's at 11 o'clock in Houston tomorrow. Then I'll be in Beaumont, Texas at 3:30 tomorrow. Same cast of characters, another town hall, more interviews, and a lot of fun. It's open to the public, and it is free. So all the details up on Hannity.com. We welcome back to the program Bill O'Reilly with a big congratulations to him as we had him on. I told you I picked up his new book, Killing the SS, The Hunt for the Worst War Criminals in History. And it has debuted now, number one on the New York Times bestseller list. The whole Killing series that he has put together, it's nonfiction, by the way, when you look at it, is the most successful, biggest selling group of history books that have been written and sold in history as well. So you can get it on BillO'Reilly.com and Amazon.com, bookstores everywhere, and we have it up on our website, Hannity.com. Congratulations to you, sir. That's a testament to how great this book series has done. And I told you I couldn't put the book down. I've now finished it. It's amazing.
Thank you very much for reading it, Hannity. I know how busy you are. You have to fight lots of bad guys. So the fact that you actually read the book is really a compliment to me. Thank you.
No, there's not lots. There's like millions of bad guys.
You know, people don't know. I mean, Hannity and I, we go way back, and we started at the Fox News Channel. It was basically not this way in America. The hate was nearly as intense. You'd agree with that, right?
100%. It's never been this bad.
So what happened was that as the Fox News channel became more successful, and the country started to fragment, then individual people like Hannity and me and Laura Ingraham, we became targets, and our lives changed. I mean, remember going and I'm sorry I'm telling your audience this, but I have to. I remember going to see a Tom Jones concert. Hannity and I sitting there in the second row.
Do you know how humiliating this is? That
I know.
We were both speaking at a restoration weekend event
in Atlantic City.
And
right, it was just in the beginning.
Right.
Tom Jones had no idea who we were. And women were throwing stuff at him, and then
it was horrible.
We throw snow cones at him.
It was horrible. And I'm like, listen, he's a great performer, but we were like bored. Oh, there's nothing to do. Oh, here's 3 tickets to go see a show. We walk in and it's Tom Jones.
It's Tom Jones. It's not unusual.
It's not unusual. That's right. I'll tell you what motivates me. And you know my background, and I know your background, and in many ways it's similar. You know, I'm a paper boy at 8, a dishwasher at 12, a cook at 13. Busboy, bartender. Then I painted houses, framed houses, did roofing, laid tile. That's another decade of my life. That's 2 decades of my life doing real work. But this is what's happened: is we are now not only demonizing people we have differences with, as Hillary says, you can't be civil. We are now criminalizing differences. You know, the whole witch hunt issue that the president talks about. where the power of intelligence forces used to stop one candidate that they protected from the law, who committed felonies, lying to FISA courts with unverified information one opponent pays for, and then disseminating it with a media strategy to make it look like something happened that didn't. And after that, 2 years of investigation, they want to destroy people they disagree with. That is the modern left today. I don't want to destroy anybody. I don't want to boycott anybody.
Neither do I.
I don't want people... everybody has a choice. I can't make people watch Hannity or listen to this radio show.
They don't want to listen.
I do the best programs I can, and people have all the power. But that's not enough for these groups.
No, because they can't win. They can't win on the electoral basis. We saw that with Donald Trump defeating Hillary Clinton. That was the last straw for the George Soroses and the far left, the Media Matters, all of these people. Once they went down in the presidential election, all of them thought they were going to win because they had the media in their pocket and still do. Then they said, you know what? We got to abandon the free marketplace. We have to now go and assassinate people. And this is very similar to what happened in Germany, bringing it back to the...
And by the way, you're not saying that... it's funny, I saw some press. You're not saying that people today are like Nazis killing people. What you're saying is that there are similar lying, propaganda, misinformation, demonization, very different from saying that they're at death camps.
Yeah, look, that can't happen in America, thank God, because our structure is still in place to prevent anything like that happening. But I'll tell you what, Antifa, no different than the SA, George Soros behind the scenes with tens of millions of dollars, all right, funneling it into agencies that are bent on destroying human beings. When we talked about this last time I was on the program, what happened to Brett Kavanaugh, every American should pay attention to that. Because if that guy can go down on uncorroborated, then anybody in this country can. And as you rightly pointed out, they tried it with Trump on the Russian collusion. That's collapsing all over the place. The Fusion GPS guy who put out that dossier, taking the Fifth Amendment now, won't testify. What does that tell you? Okay, so, we're living in a dangerous time.
Let me add something to this. I'm agreeing with you. What really got exposed to me that scares me a lot, and there's two things. One is we have a dual justice system. We don't have equal justice or equal application of our laws vis-a-vis, look at Hillary Clinton. The biggest obstruction of justice slam dunk case ever.
The biggest.
But the problem here is we had one party literally before the American people, you mentioned Kavanaugh, abandon all principal constitutional law and literally core values that have served us so well, which are due process, the presumption of innocence. The Republicans, for the first time in their life, did something right. They handled it with the seriousness the topic deserves. They were thorough. They did it right. And at the end of the day, there was no corroboration to the allegations being made. And now we see people like Eric Holder Kickham. We can't be civil Hillary Clinton get in their face Cory Booker or Maxine Waters. You see these cabinet people, you get a crowd, and you follow them into grocery stores, department stores, gas stations. You tell them we don't want them nowhere anymore. That's what she said. Nowhere.
It's amusing that you ran down the list, and we could add 10 more. And then Trump goes to Montana and makes a joke about the Republican candidate for Senate there slam dunking a reporter, and it was obviously said in jest. And the press goes wild. Crazy. Yet all the things that you pointed out are somehow overlooked. And
it's not overlooked. They don't care.
Yeah. Well, because now they're in concert. The American media is in concert with the Democratic Party, and I don't think that's ever happened before in this republic, where the 80% of the media now is promoting a political party. So it's going to be fascinating to see the backlash in the election coming up in November. I do believe there will be one. I don't know the extent of it.
I don't think anybody does. I think anyone that says they know doesn't know. I don't think a lot of people saw what happened in 2016. No, I said it's absolutely possible that Donald Trump is going to win.
I said 5 days on the factor, 5 days before he was going to win because people didn't like Hillary Clinton. and they're either going to stay home or vote against her, and that's exactly what happened. But I just want to reinforce this because I know you can't say it on your TV and radio show. But what you
say it, then they're going to attribute it to me, and then I get in trouble. Thanks a lot. Hannity lets O'Reilly say the stuff he won't say.
Great. You have no idea what I'm going to talk about because nobody ever does, and nobody tells me.
I don't even think you or me either know what we're going to say before it comes flying out of our mouths.
No, but what you do every day, I mean, you're putting in 4 hours a day doing commentary, and then you have to go home, but you have to have unbelievable security surrounding you. That should never happen in a free society.
It's never been like this.
And you're not the only one.
You're not talking about it. Yeah, right.
You know,
Let me tell you, Bill, look what they've done. Look what they've done to the president.
And the conservative commentators are all in danger. And this is, you know, to me, I'm saying to myself, this has got to be exposed, number one, and it's got to stop, number two. And you can't have people telling
we're doing it right now.
emotionally disturbed individuals, hey, surround them when they're in a restaurant. I mean, that should be, Maxine Waters should be investigated by the Ethics Committee of the House, just for saying that.
Bill, we have seen now in 2 major cities many riots break out. We have 2 politicians, Republican candidates in Minnesota have been punched. The guy was pulled up in a restaurant, got hit from behind, and he's got a concussion, and the healing time is a minimum now of 6 weeks. One of the people that were punched was a woman.
Yeah, woman.
You know, look at Pam Bondi, Secretary Nielsen, Sarah Sanders, Ted Cruz's wife, Heidi. Now we're going after women and children. Look at what's been said about Melania, Ivanka, on a level of cruelty that I've never seen. And by the way, unfair, Melania, she is one of the most lovely people you'll ever meet. Same with Ivanka.
They're not going to admit it. Where are the spokesmen on the left condemning this? CNN, they won't use the mob word. Well, what is Antifa? Okay? You're not going to say the word mob. Now, if it were the Tea Party, Hannity, you know damn well CNN would be saying the word mob, okay? But what exactly are those people clad in black with masks on? A gang? All right, maybe a gang. All right, but they're organized and they're out to hurt people. And you don't care? You're not going to use the word mob? Come on.
I'm worried in many ways that we're losing the country. We're so divided, and I don't think Rand Paul is too far off. I mean, this is the canary in the coal mine, a preview of coming attractions. If this continues, somebody's going to get killed or severely injured. We're that close now. It's like a tipping point. You can see it on the horizon. I don't want it to happen. By the way, and I'll say to any conservative, keep your hands in your pocket. And just because you disagree with somebody, be respectful. Respect their families.
Don't do
it.
Don't go down to that level. Look, we've already had the shooting at the softball field.
You're right.
Which was undercovered by the national press. You know, Steve Scalise, everybody who watches Fox News knows the story. But if you just watched MSNBC, you wouldn't know who Steve Scalise is. You know what happened to him. So you're right. And that's what I'm talking to you about today. And I'm trying to raise
I want to hang on 1 second. Because I want to talk a little bit about your book that's called Killing the SS, The Hunt for the Worst War Criminals in History. It's on his website, BillO'Reilly.com, Hannity.com, Amazon.com, bookstores everywhere. First, Mike Lindell, by the way, is going to join us in the next hour. He's traveling the country to help House Republican candidates and Senate Republican candidates. But I sleep better than ever. It's neither drug nor alcohol induced. It's the greatest pillow.
All right, he's talking about my pillow, so there's no real reason to record that. Okay, so if you guys have been hearing me cursing, it's because I'm dealing with a lot of dumb idiots on the road right now, and when I get frustrated, I have a tendency to lose myself, so every now and then I'll drop an F-bomb, I'll say, whatever curse word I'm thinking, so it's not because I'm disagreeing with anything that Sean Hannity or Bill O'Reilly is saying. I'm just focusing on these stupid idiots because for whatever reason, they got to drive in a certain way that makes sense to them but doesn't make sense to all other drivers. I mean, I swear, I don't get these people. I'm telling you, if you come to Florida, you better be careful because now, in all fairness, I have not been to all other states. In my life, I've only been to 3 states. here in Florida, where I live now, my home state in Michigan, and Ohio. And so far, in all the years that I have lived in Florida, Florida drivers have proven to be the worst drivers in the United States of America. And I have no idea what it is. Actually, no. Strike that. I think the thing is that, you know, Florida is the biggest tourist state in the world. Actually, what I'm trying to say is that certain places here in Florida, such as Disney World and Universal Studios, they are the biggest. You know, they're the biggest tourist attractions in the world, and everyone wants to be there. Everyone wants to be in Disney World. Everyone wants to be in Universal. And they are willing to do whatever it takes to get to their destination. And they don't care what stupid, idiotic decisions they gotta make while on the road in order to get there. Everyone has the mentality of a cowboy in Florida. I swear. They don't have the patience of a Native American. They just have the reckless behavior of a cowboy. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure that by now the Sean Hannity Show has gone to commercial, so it'll probably be about, I want to say 5 minutes? I don't think so. I want to say maybe about 5 or 10 minutes before the Sean Hannity Show comes back on the air. Just about the same time that it'll take a red light here in Florida to change to green. And of course, here's some more dumb idiots. You know, I don't have a dash cam right now, so I can't show you everything that's going on right now. And I can't hold my phone because, you know, I have to keep both hands on the wheel at certain times when I'm on the road. Especially when you got 5 million idiots wanting to get to their destination in such a short period of time, not thinking about the reality of how to get to their destination and what routes to take. So they just gotta play cowboy and just ride through the plain. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking that their cars are horses and that where they are is like the open fields of a desert and they can just gallop wherever they want to go. But that's not how it works on public roads, especially here in Florida. Oh my gosh, people are so stupid, it's not even funny. Alright. Well, let's turn the radio back on.
The Orlando Epilepsy Center is here to help. Their expert staff and individual plan of care will get you on the road to management and recovery. Explore online at orlando-epilepsy.com. That's orlando-epilepsy.com. The Orlando Epilepsy Center.
Our Gators don't compromise on the field, and Gators fans don't have to compromise when it comes to diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry. You always get more at International Diamond Center. IDC is Florida's leading jeweler, recognized statewide for excellence in every category, selection, value, and trust. And that's why we've been named official jeweler of the Florida Gators again this year. So come visit one of our 8 showrooms across the state or 24/7 at shopidc.com/Go Gators. International Diamond Center, where Gators fans shop for jewelry.
When it comes to the best diamonds at the best prices in Florida, Gators fans choose International Diamond Center. It's why IDC has earned the title Official Jeweler of the Florida Gators year after year. IDC dominates the competition every day with a massive inventory of hand-selected diamonds, literally thousands of designer rings, an unparalleled selection of fashion jewelry, the guaranteed best values in America, and the strongest warranties in the jewelry industry. Learn more at shopidc.com/Go Gators, where Gators fans shop for jewelry.
Advances in technology are happening rapidly, including technology that can improve that bald spot or your rapidly receding hairline. Dr. Basson's team at OrlandoHairMD.com offers all the latest technology under one roof. Artist Robotics, Neograft, and SmartGraft. And I know because they help me and my receding hairline, and I couldn't be happier. The wife likes it too. And now, OrlandoHairMD.com has non-surgical stem cell hair restoration, the most advanced hair restoration process available, using the power of your stem cells to stimulate hair growth. Yeah, technology, baby. Call Dr. Basson's team now at 855-234-HAIR. 855-234-HAIR. Most procedures are done in a day with very little downtime. Now, Dr. Basson's team has stem cell hair restoration, the most advanced procedure anywhere. And don't forget, the consultation is free. Call 855-234-HAIR, OrlandoHairMD.com.
The thing about sports
this is News 96.5
WDBO. Sports has become like some sort of pagan religion. You know, there was an episode of Reba starring Reba McEntire. It was one of the earlier episodes. I think it was the first season. Basically, Van and his football team in his high school, they were having a big game that was coming up, and he brought out like this big binder book thing, called it the Bible of Sports, and that there were certain rules that you had to follow in order to have the gods of sports, you know, bless your team so that you'll win. And one of them was that you had to have the right potato salad. And of course, Reba McEntire, you know, she didn't, and, you know, she was pretty much demonized for it. And, you know, another thing is that people are so superstitious when it comes to sports. You know, people have there was an episode of The Nanny with Fran Drescher where she was dating a hockey player, and the hockey player was so superstitious that when Fran Drescher was wearing a certain color of shoes, he demonized her for it and rebuked her for it publicly on television, and she became the most hated woman in New York City simply because she wore red shoes, and they were considered to be bad luck for any sports team, and that the consequences were that the team would not win. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm not involved in sports. That's why I don't get involved in any athletic activities, because they've practically become, you know, football and baseball and basketball, horse races, they've all in one form or another have become some sort of paganistic religion. And, you know, if you don't follow a certain standard, if you don't follow certain rules for your team's sake, and if you don't support a certain team, if you're not a fan of a certain team, or if you are a fan of a certain team, you're automatically demonized. And that is just... Well, I don't know about you, but that's messed up to me. So that's why I don't really like sports. I don't want to get involved in anything that demonizes people for some stupid random reason, if that makes any sense. All right, I think Sean Hannity should be back by now.
This is Viagra and Cialis.
Nope,
chewables are better and can work faster. No in-person doctor visit, no pharmacy. Everything's done online and shipped to your door.
Visit BlueChew.com and enter the promo code NIGHT for a free month supply. Just pay $5 shipping. You're both gonna love it.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life. Now available in stores everywhere. Statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What was that product again?
News 96.5 is WDBO FM Orlando.
Powered by New South Window Solutions,
a Cox Media Group
I feel
station.
like I'm on the verge of losing my voice.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does.
What is this car's problem?
And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better
here we
when
go.
you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Savage animals. I'm
This is
sorry,
News
but they are.
96.5.
WDBO.
Where Orlando turns first for breaking news, weather, and traffic 24 hours a day.
And it starts now.
I'm pretty sure that after this,
on
the
a
Sean
Friday,
Hannity Show will
5
be back.
o'clock at News 96.5 WDBO.
I have a
Welcome to the
tendency to be
weekend, the
critical.
forecast, and a look at the Friday Drive at
Just
5
please
coming
bear
up
with
for you in a
me.
moment. First, the entire country in a frenzy today as tonight's Mega Millions jackpot has topped $1 billion, and everyone's talking about what they would do with the money.
The cash lump sum is about
If I won that money,
$565
I would
million.
keep it safe
All day our
in a
listeners have been
secret
telling us what
place.
they would do with the
I wouldn't
money.
even tell you where it is, because that money, I'm going to need it.
And I'm gonna go get me a place in the mountains.
Such as a new car, my own place to live,
WDBO.
and a very expensive
Gonna
diamond
give
ring
all
to give
you
to my
guys
future wife.
raises.
We'll take it.
I'd probably still be doing the same thing. Drinking beer, grilling meat, catching fish.
I'd give it all to Gene Wexler
Drinking
so he
beer.
could quit his job and I wouldn't have to hear him on the radio anymore.
Why
Come
not?
on.
There's nothing
Well,
wrong
as you
with
heard on
beer.
Gene Wexler, you can tell us what you would do with the $1 billion jackpot using the open mic feature in the News 96.5 WDBO app.
Keep the open mics coming in. We're going to play a bunch of them next hour on Orlando's Evening News.
News 96.5 WDBO, where Orlando turns first with severe weather.
Channel 9 Eyewitness
I mean,
News
driving is a
meteorologist Ebony Dion
multitasking
tracking
thing,
a hot
but
start to
still,
the weekend.
there's only so much
Looking at
we
about a
can do.
35-minute drive time I-4 westbound from Princeton to the Turnpike. At Torrance News 96.5 WDBO.
It may heat up again tomorrow, I should say, but it is cool now. 79
Yeah,
in
it is
Orlando.
cool now,
Some
especially
showers
with the
moving from the
rainstorm that
southeast to
just
the
came.
northwest are starting to break up on the west side of I-4 in southern Orange County. I'm Tony Marino. Sean Hannity back in 5 minutes with the final hour news roundup for Friday. First, a shift in tone from the White House on the fate of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. President Trump now says he believes Khashoggi is dead.
This has been a position he's been reluctant to take for the past few weeks because he has a strategic arms deal in place with the Saudis, a $150 billion deal. He's actually said this is the reason that he wants to preserve the relationship with Saudi Arabia. Also, it's a strategic relationship in the Middle East when trying to counter aggression against Iran.
That's reporter Tara Palmieri in Arizona with President Trump, where he is hoping to boost the campaign of Republican Senate candidate Martha McSally for the seat vacated by Jeff Flake. Trump will hold a rally in Mesa this evening.
I'm Kenny Dupree, your Washington watchdog, and this is where Orlando turns first for breaking news, weather, and traffic. News 96.5 WDBO.
And Governor Sean Hannity 2.0 telling us the feds have arrested a New York man for making threats against two senators over Justice Brett Kavanaugh's nomination.
After a series of threatening voicemail messages left for two different U.S. senators, the feds unsealed charges today against a New York man, alleging that he threatened to shoot one senator with a 9mm in the quote side of the head. Court documents show the suspect has been in trouble before for making threats to people over the phone.
And President Trump tweeting that a revamped trade deal could be jeopardized if Mexico doesn't stop a caravan of migrants headed towards the U.S. border. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo sounding optimistic about relations with Mexico in a joint news conference today.
The challenge related to securing our southern border is also a challenge for American sovereignty. We've got to fix U.S. laws in order to handle this properly as well. That is an American burden, a uniquely American burden.
The Secretary of State was in Turkey and Saudi Arabia this week, an extremely busy week for Mike Pompeo. You can read all about that and everything D.C. from our Washington watchdog Jamie Dupree in the News 96.5 WDBO app. Search and rescue teams from Greater Orlando welcome back from the Panhandle, where they were helping with statewide hurricane recovery.
They went up there and they took care of business. They did a multitude of rescues, thousands of searches, and they actually made and are still making a great difference up there.
A Gulf County firefighter is the latest victim of Hurricane Michael, killed yesterday when a tree fell on him as he was clearing debris there. And reports of red tide spreading up the coast, now confirmed in Brevard County. We told you about this earlier on Orlando's News at Noon, seeing thousands of fish apparently killed by the toxic tide washing ashore on Cocoa Beach.
And
Biketoberfest, well underway.
Because I've been planning a road
annual
trip
event that draws about 100,000 bikers and motorcycle enthusiasts from all over Florida and many other places, taking place throughout the weekend in Daytona Beach. If you headed to downtown Orlando tonight, the Magic back in action, hosting the Charlotte Hornets at Amway Center. Orlando will visit Philadelphia tomorrow, and college football Saturday. The ninth-ranked UCF Knights traveling to East Carolina. The South Florida Bulls, also undefeated. They're hosting UConn. The Seminoles host Wake Forest. The Gators and the Miami Hurricanes have the weekend off. 5:05 at News 96.5 WDBO.
Witham, Smith & Brown, CPAs, on a tax and advisory service. Experience the Witham way by visiting witham.com, WITHUM.com.
Unfortunately, that light takes
The professionals at Witham, Smith & Brown are not just world-class accountants. They're also top-notch tech-savvy consultants, helping to modernize your technology and automate your business processes. From intranets to cloud-based solutions and everything in between, Witham's digital team can help streamline your organization's operations. Not sure if you need to update any of your systems? Visit digital.witham.com to find out more and to speak to a Witham digital expert. That's digital.witham.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Where we live, termites are a constant threat to your home. They invade from colonies below the ground and may go undetected until you discover the damage. With Massey's termite protection, using the Centricon system, your home is protected and backed by one of the best guarantees in the industry. Our guarantee includes coverage for retreatment and repair of any new damage. That's Massey Services with the Centricon system. Expect more and get it.
I'm Jimmy Dupree, your Washington watchdog, and this is where Orlando turns first for breaking news, weather, and traffic. News 96.5 WDBO.
Weather, brought to you by Tuffy Tire and Auto Service.
A few scattered showers will wrap up by early this evening. We'll have some lingering cloud cover around, and then overnight will become fair to partly cloudy with the low temperature down to 72. It will be another hot one on Saturday. In advance of our next cool front, we'll heat up to a high of 90 on Saturday, only a 20% chance of rain. Drier and cooler Sunday with highs only near 80. From Channel 9 Eyewitness News, I'm meteorologist Stephanie Dion.
Red alert from the St. Pete Security Triple Team Traffic Center.
Got a crash on the 417 southbound after Curry Ford Road. 3 left lanes are blocked. Your delays extend almost all the way back to the 408. Right now, you're looking at about a 27-minute drive time. You can take Dean Road or the Econ Trail as your alternates.
I-4 westbound, we are looking at delays at 436 between Princeton and the Turnpike, Sand Lake to Central Florida Parkway, and 536 to 532. I'm Jake Jacobs at Air 1.
Also, slowdowns on I-4 eastbound from 557 to 532 for about 45 minutes. 21 minutes from Osceola Parkway to 535. You got a 14-minute slowdown from Sand Lake Road to the Turnpike. 17 minutes from Michigan to Ivanhoe. Tapping the brakes on Maitland, then a few minutes of delays at 434. 10 minutes from State Road 46 to the St. John's River Bridge. With traffic alerts every 6 minutes in the morning, we're helping you get to work on time. I'm Ed Torrance, News 96.5 WDBO.
minutes of video recording.
Now, Sean Hannity on News 96.5 WDBO.
And I've been trying in I don't know how many ways to explain to my audience why it's different now than it was 15 years ago or 20. And I do it by trying to analyze who the left is, what they have become. I'm naive in many ways. And I might take a little objection to Rush being naive. You tell me if this is naive. Yeah. I look at what happened during the Kavanaugh hearings. You just described Ricin and the stuff to Susan Collins. We looked at the literal mob behavior that was inspired, bought and paid for by the Democrat Party. The media
Not a surprise to me, and I knew it.
In my naive world, that behavior would secure the biggest landslide defeat a political party has ever had. In a sane world where decent people are the majority, that would be rejected out of hand. It wouldn't even be considered relevant. And the people of this country would want to get rid of that as quickly as they could. But yet, it may be close to 50% of the country. Fact of the matter is, since Barack Obama, the Democrat Party has been losing starting in 2010, midterms Tea Party, all the way up to 2016, the Democrat Party has lost 1,200 seats, national, state, local, if you count all the way down the dog catcher. They've lost it. They have the least amount of electoral political power in Washington since the 20s. Where is this blue wave? Where's the evidence that people can't wait to vote Democrat? The evidence is that they're doing the exact opposite. Trump is out there continuing to do the things he did that won him the election in 2016, all of these rallies. And they have been unable to get rid of him. They've thrown everything at Trump that usually gets rid of Republican opponents, and nothing has worked. And they're just frustrated as they can be. And I think they're so overplaying this, and they're going way beyond the bounds of anywhere near propriety. But they think most Americans want to be encouraged to do mob-like behavior, get in people's faces. I don't think we've lost the country to the extent that that wins elections.
All right, that was Rush last night on Hannity, the TV show. Don't forget, we're going to be in Houston and Beaumont, Texas tomorrow. We're interviewing Ted Cruz, and we're doing rallies. He's doing a rally, and we're doing a town hall. And hopefully, many of you will put all the details up on Hannity.com. You can find it there. So if you're in the Houston, Beaumont areas, we will be seeing you tomorrow. Look, Rush is right on a lot of thinking here. And the Kavanaugh caravan, as Newt Gingrich said yesterday, we got 4,000 migrants now trying to make their way to our southern border. And what happens if they get there? What, in 2 weeks, before Election Day? We're now just 18 days away from Election Day. Then you've got the treatment of Kavanaugh. What did we learn about the Democratic Party? No due process, no presumption of innocence, smear, slander, besmirchment, and bludgeoning. That is your modern Democratic Party. They spent 2 years trying to bludgeon this president, undermine his presidency with the help of a lot of deep state actors that we have been able to expose in the course of the last 2 years. It's unbelievable. These are unbelievable times we're living in.
I know.
Now, when I say to everybody, if you vote for any Democrat in the House, you're voting for Nancy Pelosi, this is not hyperbole. They'll vote for Pelosi. They'll vote with Pelosi. If you send back to the Senate somebody that just lies to the people of Missouri, Claire McCaskill, if Tennessee would ever be foolish enough, I'm worried. I saw a poll today, Marsha Blackburn down by 1 in Tennessee. If you send Bredesen, he's on tape with his staff saying that we're just lying to get elected. They don't even care about the people of Tennessee. People of Tennessee, I lived literally 90 minutes south of Nashville. Spent a lot of time in Nashville in my life.
I think that was
and I know the people of Tennessee. Good, honest, decent, hardworking, law-abiding, tax-paying citizens that serve their families, their God, and their country. That's Tennessee. They're not used to being manipulated and lied to by the Schumer machine. You vote against Marsha. You vote for Bredesen, you're voting for Schumer. You vote for McCaskill, you are voting for Schumer. You vote for Sinema, you're voting for Schumer. You vote for Nelson in Florida, you're voting for Schumer. After all Rick Scott has done for Florida, Ron DeSantis will stop a 40% state business tax, which will destroy the Florida economy. A disaster. Same thing. Heidi Heitkamp, another one. She's not representing North Dakotan values, nor is John Tester. They both represent Schumer values. Joe Donnelly, by the way, this libertarian, is muddying the waters in the great state of Indiana. And then we got one of the greatest, strongest, best candidates this cycle, John James in Michigan. I know he's behind, but I would love that he would be a rock star future leader of the entire conservative movement. War hero, served his country, successful businessman. I mean, smart and tough. Just what we need. And we have other races we're watching, but those are the main ones. But in the House especially, we can't keep track of all 435. We're trying to. On my website, Hannity.com, we have the top 70 House races that matter. And if you have time, I hope you'll spend the time to look at it. Anyway, joining us now, News Roundup Information Overload Hour here on the program. We'll take your calls in the next half hour, but we have Mike Lindell. Mike, of course, is the inventor of MyPillow and the MyPillow topper, but he's been traveling the country defending Donald Trump and trying to help Donald Trump with these House and Senate races. Been a longtime friend of mine, has probably the most compelling personal redemption success stories I've ever heard in my life. Dr. Sebastian Gorka is with us, former White House advisor. His brand new book, Why We Fight, Defeating America's Enemies with No Apologies. We have that link.
There they go again, interrupting Sean Hannity in the middle of the show because they don't want Sean Hannity's message to get out
find the delays all the way back to the 408.
That's why they do that.
Chickasaw Trail, Econ Trail, Dean Road to avoid that 30-minute delay. I'm Ed Torrance, News 96.5 WDBO.
Just with Laura Trump, we did an event in Minnesota, fundraiser, and for all, I'm working hard for Doug Wardlow against Keith Ellison and Jeff Johnson, our governor, and Karen Housley for Senate, or Karen Housley, and then we have Jason Lewis just visited my back.
Jason Lewis, by the way, is a very popular talk show host in Minnesota. Look, I feel good about the Senate, but, I could sit here and make all the predictions I want, just like these idiots on TV that have been telling us for a year. I always believe that the media wants to depress any sense of hope that people won't show up. That's not the case. We know in 2016. But I think now Kavanaugh, caravans, and the exposed lies and the real agenda of the Democrats that are trying to hide, they have to lie to win. That's the saddest part of that party.
Idiots on TV, the stupid liberals, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sonny Hostin, all these idiots who are anti-Trump, they're just going to keep doing what they do. They're going to keep lying. They're going to keep, expressing their radical ideas, regardless of how often the truth has come out, regardless of all the lies that have been exposed.
I was in Florida last night.
These stupid liberals, they're just delusional. There's no other way to put it.
Mike and
These liberals are delusional.
Right, so we were there with Kaylee from the GOP, and we had about 800 people in the theater. And Hugh did something really funky. He said, can everybody who was a registered Democrat who voted for Trump please stand up? Sean, it was almost half the auditorium. Everybody's worried about this caravan coming through from Mexico across our border. I think Donald Trump has created a new Republican caravan of people from every walk of life, every social stratum, and I think what happened in 2016 is going to happen on overdrive in 2.5 weeks' time. But we've got to have faith.
I hope so. I
believe
believe
so. The fake news industrial complex to get us down. We've got to get out there to vote, and we've got to take our friends to vote.
I know I'm going to do it.
It's going to be really simple. You're either going to be happy the night of election night, you're going to be sad that night, or it's going to be mixed results.
If I have to try and work with my bosses to try and get off early so I can get down to the polls and vote, I'm going to do it.
And think of what Trump can do is if Mueller is now leaking that this thing is now coming to an end, and there's no Trump-Russia collusion, which I've been telling everybody for 2 years.
Exactly.
So what? Now we're going to hand the reins of power over to Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and Gerald Nadler, and Chucky Schumer. God to help us.
And so
it'll be endless investigations,
that Trump got
impeachment.
In, that they were thinking, no, there's no way that this is possible.
Progress,
but Trump
what do
getting
they want to do? Take their tax cuts back?
Is just proof
Mike, does that help your
we,
employees
the people,
lose their tax cuts?
are the ones who make decisions in this country. It's about us, the American people.
By the way, I'm finished. I'm doing the rally on Tuesday with the president. We're meeting at the White House this coming week for the opiate crisis and all these good things that are still to come. I tell people all the time, remember we did that 100 days after the president was in power. People asked him on that tour we did. People ask me all the time, what can we do to help our president? I said, pray for his wisdom, discernment, and protection. Well, now, back then we all went on faith when we voted for him. Now we have absolute proof. Look at this. It's amazing, all the great things he's done. You should be able to go out and tell your friends, family, and everybody. You can do more than just pray out.
I'm a ventriloquist, I have a Donald Trump puppet, and I have proudly been showing my support for Donald Trump with that Donald Trump puppet.
Well, are we better off than we were 2 years ago? Is mypillow.com
we are. We have been better off.
You now have 1,600 employees. All American workers, all jobs in Minnesota.
Under Donald Trump as our president, than under our first African-American president.
My best day is
that
today,
whole
Sean.
thing,
Every
first
day
African-American
when's your
president
best
should
day
have
ever
waited.
my pill? It's
Should
always
have
the day
waited
we're
until
saying
a
it.
real
And
great African-American
what I see
was
now
running
in
for
Minnesota
office, whether
is a
Democrat
confidence
or
we've never
Republican.
had before.
Anybody but Barack
my
Obama.
employees,
But no.
In my pillow, we've had the higher wages, and we've had this You know, we let
It just
people go
had
out
to
and
be
try
Barack
different things, and they
Obama.
can come back to right where they left off if they
couldn't
want to.
have been Will
But we're
Smith,
seeing
it
that with
couldn't
all
have
the
been
other
Eddie
companies too now.
couldn't
I'm in
have
a big
been
manufacturing area. We have
Jaleel
400,000
White,
square
you
feet
know,
of
Steve
warehousing,
Urkel.
and the wages are rising now because
couldn't have
everybody
been-
there's a
No,
competitiveness.
it had to have been
now
Barack
where,
Obama.
Where black unemployment in Minnesota is
You know,
at a
Steve Urkel is
17-year low,
clumsy, but
and
at
Hispanic
least he's got
unemployment,
a
and
higher
it's just
sense of moral principles than
amazing
Barack
things are going
Obama.
on, and the regulations, the stuff that has been taken back, and that's helped us too. We're able to do things that the inner city stuff we're doing now that I'm doing with my foundation and my recovery network. I'm seeing these things. It's just everything's changing.
You know, I want to just tell people very
Everything is
quickly when we
changing,
come
and
back.
for the better.
And you have given your testimony a lot. What people may not know about Mike before he ever created My Pillow is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to let Mike tell you about that story. Also, don't forget Dr. Gorka's book. It is such a necessary message at this time. Why we fight defeating America's enemies with no apologies. We put it up on Hannity.com, Amazon.com. Hey, listen, all of us in this day and age, you need to protect your home, your family. There is no better home security system out there and available than Simply Safe Home Security. Now, they have the latest, greatest, best technology. They make it affordable. You don't have any contract to sign, no installation costs. And by the way, so many magazines now rating it the best home security on the market. Now, they have really small sensors. It doesn't destroy the look of your home. They make it simple and easy. A 10-year-old could set it up with no frustration. Simply Safe. They thought about the little things like power outages, down Wi-Fi, down wires, and wanted to make sure if anything like that happens, let not your heart be troubled. Your system still works. That's called great craftsmanship. And unlike other home security systems, you never, ever, ever pay for installation, holes in your walls, no contracts to sign, $14.99 a month. That's it. Just go to simplysafehannity.com to protect your home and family today, and you'll save 10% when you visit that homepage. Simplysafehannity.com, 10% off. There's no better system on the market today. All right, quick break. We'll come back. All the details, by the way, we are in Houston and Beaumont, Texas tomorrow. Going to be part of a...
Okay, folks, I'm going to stop it right here because, you know, I'm almost home and I'm not sure how much more memory is left on this phone to record more video. So I'm just going to end it right here. Whatever you want to know about Mike, the inventor of My Pillow, I'm sure you can look it up on the internet. I'm not sure if Sean Hannity has his own website, but I'm sure, you know, you can find what you would like to find on Fox News. You know, if Fox News has a website, you know, go look it up on their website. You know, anything if you want to know about Mike. Yeah, so I'm just going to end it right here. Well, actually, it's... Yeah. Okay, goodbye and God bless. Gotta go.